The world's largest iceberg, A23a, is on a collision course with South Georgia, a remote island in the South Atlantic Ocean. This colossal ice behemoth, measuring roughly 3,672 square kilometers, 1,118 square miles, larger than the state of Delaware, has been drifting north from Antarctica since breaking free from the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf in 1986. For decades, A23a remained grounded on the Weddell seafloor. However, recent satellite imagery reveals that it has become unmoored and is now steadily moving towards South Georgia, a British overseas territory teeming with wildlife. This impending encounter has ignited concerns among scientists and conservationists worldwide, as the iceberg's potential grounding could have devastating consequences for the island's fragile ecosystem, a threat to wildlife. South Georgia is renowned for its remarkable biodiversity, hosting millions of penguins, seals, and other marine creatures. The island's shallow continental shelf provides crucial feeding grounds for these animals, particularly during breeding seasons when they rely heavily on readily accessible prey. If A23a becomes grounded on the shelf, it could effectively block access to these vital feeding areas. This disruption could lead to starvation and mass mortality among penguin chicks and seal pups, as their parents would be forced to travel significantly further to find food, expending precious energy and potentially returning with insufficient sustenance. Navigational hazards and ecological impacts. Beyond the immediate threat to wildlife, A23a also poses significant navigational hazards. The iceberg's sheer size and the potential for it to fragment into smaller, more unpredictable pieces could disrupt shipping routes and fishing activities in the region. Furthermore, the introduction of fresh water from the melting iceberg could have unforeseen ecological consequences. Changes in salinity and water temperature could disrupt delicate marine ecosystems, impacting plankton populations and the entire food chain. A race against time. Scientists are closely monitoring A23a's trajectory using satellite imagery and ocean current models to predict its future movements. The British Antarctic Survey, BAS, is at the forefront of these efforts, deploying research vessels to study the iceberg up close and gather crucial data. While the exact path of A23a remains uncertain, the potential for a catastrophic collision with South Georgia is a stark reminder of the dynamic and unpredictable nature of our planet's climate. This event underscores the urgent need for continued research into the impacts of climate change on polar regions, and the vital role of international cooperation in mitigating these threats. The broader context of climate change. The movement of A23a is not an isolated incident. The Antarctic Peninsula is experiencing rapid warming, leading to increased ice melt and the calving of larger icebergs. These events are inextricably linked to human-induced climate change, driven by the emission of greenhouse gases. The potential ecological disaster unfolding in the South Atlantic highlights the far-reaching consequences of our actions. As the world grapples with the escalating climate crisis, the fate of A23a serves as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems and the urgent need for global action to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Conclusion. The world watches with bated breath as the colossal iceberg A23a drifts towards South Georgia. While the full extent of its impact remains uncertain, the potential for ecological devastation is undeniable. This event serves as a stark warning of the fragility of our planet's ecosystems and the urgent need to address the challenges of climate change. The international scientific community is working tirelessly to understand and predict A23a's movements, while conservationists and policymakers grapple with the potential consequences. The fate of this massive iceberg and the future of South Georgia's unique wildlife hang in the balance, reminding us that the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel for some more.